this, that you were in this department for 6 months, and many people will say that's too short to study a complex organization like SAPS and to take such radical decisions. How do you defend yourself against that accusation?
Well, firstly, it is to say that I wasn't minister for the first time. I wasn't minister in a big department. For the first time, I was from water, and I dealt with quite a number of complex issues there, including merging water boards and other matters, huge amounts of money, resuscitating the Lesotho Highlands Water Project, which was quite a complex project. So, although I was 6 months, or 5 months to be precise, I quickly acclimatized myself and familiarized myself, and as testimony to that, we took all the period, as I indicated in my statement, from the time we got appointed up to the end of the year, just orientation, although we then included discussions and decisions in the process. But it was quite an intensive kind of orientation.
Yes. And your statement says that you were particularly concerned about the rate of murders in South Africa. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And how did you think South Africa should fight against murder in particular?
What I thought at the end, or in the course of time, we should do, in the main, we should work on specialized units, not only because they had been conceptualized before I came and so on, but in my own assessment, I felt that you need specialized units who would then be able to focus on specialized fields, especially in the detection or in the detectives area. And when you do so, in other words, it amounted to saying the work that had been done up to then needs to be intensified, it needs to be strengthened. And when you do so, make sure that you build from home. In other words, you build this capacity in each province, especially in the light of priority number 3, which is building capacity of the state. It wouldn't mean going back to the days of Brixton, which was concentration of talent and every other thing, resources, only in Johannesburg. So when there's murder elsewhere, you then take people, they fly, they drive, and so on. Build it from home. Build it in each and every province. The concept that we have been discussing, that is in our statement, is key in doing this in South Africa. Of course, you will then say visible policing, ensuring prevention, and then investigation. Both are mandates of SAPS, core mandates of SAPS. You would be effective when you do it through specialized units. That, of course, you will build over time with focus and not break and build and break and break and then rely on task teams and all of that. Build these units. And to me, that's what I stand for. That is what I got convinced, and I stand by that even now, including then this new division that we spoke about, which will then enhance the combative capacity of SAPS.
Yes. Now, this vision of building specialized permanent units instead of temporary task team, was that just your own view, or was this shared within the SAPS?
I found it in SAPS, having been shared, having been workshopped, having been implemented at different levels, both at national and provincial level, and there are documents to that effect. We've been discussing them. But when I saw the extent of matters and got worried about them, first I said, when we release stats in South Africa, I will say, even though there may be a decrease, but I would insist that it is at a high level, because it was a high level. If you have 27,000 people getting murdered in South Africa every year, and the other year there are 26,000, that's still high, even if it's decreased, but it's high. It's decreasing at a high level. And therefore, that's the
It's
first thing.
decreasing at a low level. It can't be decreasing at a high level.
It's decreasing still at a high level.
All right.
And I could see that.
Yes, I mean, it's not decreasing fast enough.
Yes.
But can you just move on? You've also said this idea was also embedded within this SAPS. Is it correct that that view would be found, this idea of moving towards permanent specialized unit instead of ad hoc task teams, would be found in the following documents: the 2019 work study, dated the 26th of June 2019, the implementation letter, dated 14 November 2019, the Murray report, dated 6 March 2014, and the organizational structure of the SAPS of 2025 to 2029. Those 4 documents embed this idea of moving towards specialized units instead of temporary ad hoc task teams. Is that correct?
Except that the Marai report is 2024, not 2014.
No, 2024, 6 March
Yes.
2024.
Yes.
Did I say 2014?
Yes.
I apologize.
It's quite embedded
Yes.
in all those documents and in conversations. And I did say I had a conversation by chance with former Commissioner Stolle.
Yes.
And according to him, he was emphatic on specialized units and including cold case units. And he said, PKTT does cold cases in any case by and large.
Yes.
That was the conversation that we have. So it is embedded in documents, in workshops, in resolutions, in implementation efforts.
Yes. It's also shared by top management.
It's shared by top management, and we embraced it even when we reviewed the structure after we came. The structure that will be up to 2029.
Now let's introduce another concept. Can it coexist with a task team?
It basically, if all these specialized units are as effective as they should be, and there's no reason why we should not be able to do so if we are seriously implementing. The lack of implementation here and there is just lapses, human lapses in the department, not because there's something impossible. Now, having said so, I want to say that we believe in them, and in terms of coexisting, it's only when there is an overwhelming kind of development somewhere that the existing capacity there where this thing happens, that you would need a task team so that you reinforce in one way or the other what is there beyond the capacity of specialized teams and so on. But ordinarily, once you've put an effort 2 years or so, you will be running with full capacity.
Thank you. Now, the other criticism is this. I'm not saying the commissioners are critical, don't misunderstand me, but I'm saying the criticism that has arisen from various quarters is the following. You did not give enough time for your idea, which is a good idea, to percolate within the organization, and you did not speak to enough people so that they can understand and adjust themselves. So even if you've got a good idea, which is I want a permanent structure, which is a specialized unit, and I want to dissolve a temporary structure. The way to do that also matters. You have to follow a certain process, give people time, give people notice. Can you just explain how you react to that criticism?
I